and selling pictures. They have like frames they have painted, and there are a lot of also poor citizens like asking for money. They also sell like typical stuff like handmade bracelets and like this like pictures and like little dolls and practically all things that are handmade. Like they they make some arts and crafts. They make little notebooks. They make um, bags. They sell all these things. Then they also sell in this park. They sell the typical food of Nicaragua, and this is a really like a good resort. Like people go to visit there a lot and to see the church and how they the background of the church. Then one of the first thing about culture in Nicaragua is that the family reunions they're really long. Like they could last for 5 6 hours. Like if many American students they just eat and then they leave. They don't stay like talking or like having a conversation. But in Nicaragua we always like when we go to eat we always have dinner or lunch and then we stay like a whole lot of time just like being all together. Then El Huehuense is a typical dance. This demonstrate when they first came, and it shows how it represents Nicaraguan culture, which is that two men are dancing with it's called macho raton, which is it's called like the old man and the new guy are dancing together. So it's like bringing like taking away the old things and bringing the new things. And that's a dance like typical represented in schools, like a typical dancer they will dance folklore, which is like one of the other typical dances, and El Huehuense, which they will represent by using masks and painting themselves and just representing Nicaragua. Then in Nicaragua we have a lot of resources and a lot of tourists come to Nicaragua, and we have this special place which is called El Volcán Mombacho, the volcano. And in the volcano we have you can walk into the volcano and see the inside of the volcano, and there's so you can see the different species of animals and of plants and trees, and there are like guides, the people that will be showing you and explaining you like every step you're going. And also in the Mombacho there are canopy, which is a really good like a lot of there's a lot of American like groups of students that go and visit and do the canopy, which is really fun. Then the policeman, what I said that is really different from other countries is that they are really serious when it's like a big problem or a political problem that people are fighting. They will separate them and they will like try to have the country safe. But in other like not that important things, like if you get a ticket, you can talk to them and convince them not to give it to you. You can like try to give them money and they like will accept it and they will let you go. Like you can make up a story and they will let you go. That's like it's cool to have it because you're in your like in my country, but for other people to know that it's like you will think that it's not secure, but it is. It's just like they're like you can say they're flexible in that case. Then I put alcohol because Nicaragua like a lot of people drink, and they start from like small ages, like 14 people are drinking, and like the legal age is 18, but like there are clubs that kids can enter having 13 or 14 years old, and those are the two like the lowest quality of drinks, which is called El Caballito and Ron Plata. Then we're also famous by having one of the best rums in the world. Is Ron Flor de Caña, which is produced in Nicaragua, and it has expanded to all like practically all the world, and you can see it in American shops and in other parts of the country where people sell them. Then legends, I don't know if it's the right name, but it's like stories. People like in the rural places of Nicaragua, they create these stories and they have passed through generations that by they have passed like verbally in generation to generation, which are the stories that they tell their kids. This one is called La Llorona, which is like a crying woman. Then she cries because she says that all her sons and daughters were killed, and she's looking for them. So the story is that she passed by at midnight and by every house and by every room of the kids, like crying about their children, like where are my children, where are my children, and like people get to believe them and people get to actually see her like she's a white woman, like a woman dressed all in white. But I think they're just legends and stories that people made up. I have never seen anything like that, but there are people that really come to believe them. And in a city in Managua, there's like a museum where you can see like all these legends, and like you can see and you can read their story, and you can see like the characters they are, like the characters that represent the story. Then, because we couldn't put a lot of foods, but I think this one is really important, is the cacao, which is the national drink, and people produce it in farm, which is the cocoa beans, and then they toast it, and then like they peel it, and then they make the drink. The drink is with rice, cinnamon, and the cocoa beans and sugar, and they sell it in like mostly every restaurant, like every restaurant that has typical food in it. That's about it. If you have any questions, we can ask. If you have any questions,
what is it?